Hello all, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to cover Git in action. So to work on any project, first we need a repositories where we can store our data or code. So in this video, I'm using GitHub as a source control system. There are many other tools as well, which you can use as a source control system. Like for example, Bitbucket, GitLab, Apache Subversion, Team Foundation Server, and many other tools as available. So first thing is we need to create a repositories, and for that you have to sign up in a GitHub account. So you can create a repository here. As I'm already registered on this GitHub page, so I just log in with my credential. So I'll just click on sign in. So these are the my credential for this GitHub account. I'll just create on sign in. So as you can see here, I have so many repositories here. So what we are going to here, we are going to create a new repository here. So you can click over here, new, or you can go to plus icon and create a new repositories. So this is my account. So this repositories URL will be always your account name and your repositories name. So here I will give a repository name learning Git. Description, you can provide anything, it's optional. So I'll just copy paste. So here basically we can create two kind of repositories, public or private. So public means anyone on the internet can see these repositories, and private you choose who can see and commit to this repositories. So this is for the learning purpose. I'm going with public one. Initialize this repository with, skip this step if you are importing an existing repository. So we are not going to import any existing repositories, we are creating a new repositories here. So you can, if you want, you can add as a readme file also here. So basically in readme file we write the description about our projects. So I'm leaving as a default here. If you want, you can add it. Next we have add.gitignore file. So basically this gitignore file, what it does, if you don't want to check in some kind of files or extension, you can mention those details on this file. So those files will be excluded during your push operation. Choose a license. So I'm keeping default. You can choose license. There are many licenses, Apache license 2.0, GNU. There are many license available. So you can choose, but it's just for demo purpose. So I'm keeping this default as well. So I'll just click on create repository. So you can see in code, we don't have any files here. So this is our GitHub repository URL. So basically you can connect GitHub using two ways. One is HTTPS. If you are using HTTPS protocol, then you have to use this particular repository URL. If you are using any SSH client, then you have to use this particular URL. So in our case, we are going to use this URL, HTTPS one. So there are few commands which you can see here. So basically, if you have to create a new repositories on a command line, you have to follow these commands, these steps. Or you have already an existing repository and you want to push that repository on GitHub, then you have to follow these commands basically. Or if you want to import another repositories on this repo, you can use this option, import code. So to work with these repositories, we need a client installed on our local machine, which we call a Git clients. So basically Git clients are essentially computer software that interact with your local or remote repositories. These tools are the fundamental requirement for any development project. So first we will download the Git client. Just we search for Git client. So you can see here, you can this websites basically. So you can download the client as per your OS requirement. So I'm using a Windows OS, so I'll download the Windows OS client. You have to use the version, which version of OS you are running, 32-bit or 64-bit. So my is 64-bit, so I download the 64-bit setup. Actually, I've already installed a Git client in my system. So there's very simple steps which you have to follow to install this client in your local machine. So I'll not install it. I'll just follow the instructions. Okay. So first thing, it asks for a license terms. So we'll accept it. Now there are some options which you can select from here. Like if you want UI GUI also you can use, or else you can use a WES, which is generally a command line basically. If you have to use as a UI format, graphical user interface format, you can select this option. So there are many options which you can use. I'm leaving everything default because we don't require all the options at this time. We click next. So we'll choose this option. So I am again using the default one because I'm already have installed. If you have to enable experimental support for sudo console, so we don't require all these things. We just need a Git client to work. When click on install, so it will install a Git client. How you will verify a Git client is installed on your machines? I'm just considering this because I have already installed. You just go to command prompt and type git. If you see all these command in your system, that means git client is successfully installed on your local machine. So now we have a client. So first thing what we have to do, we have to check out, or we have to clone this repositories in our local machines. So what I have done, I have created a empty directory git. And one more thing, there are many code editors which you can use instead of command line. There are many tools which you can use. So in our case, I'm using Visual Studio Code. So it's just a code editor. So what I have done, I have opened my folder, this git. If you see this location, D drive git, the folder I have created. So here I'm going to clone my repositories. So for that, what is the command? Git clone. Now we have to give the URL. So in our case, our repository URL is this one. So I'll just click on copy. Now press enter. So you can see I got this folder learning Git, but I don't have any content here. When you run this command, it asks for a username and password. For me, it did not ask because I have used multiple times, so it's in my cache. So it's not asked for credential. In case if it's asked for a credential, you have to provide a credential which you have set up during the sign up of a GitHub account. So that credential you have to use. Now, if you can see here, we got the learning Git repositories on our local machines. If you see, we have a go.git folder. So all whatever operations we are going to perform, each and every details is going to save inside these folders. So as of now, our Git repositories is empty. We don't have any content here, code here. So what I will do here, I will create few files here, and we will push those files onto this remote repositories. So I'm going to create our new text file. So I'll just keep name file 1.text, and I'll put some content. This is my first file. So we'll save it. Similarly, we'll create one more file here. This is file 2.txt. This is my second file, and we'll save it. Now we have these two files inside this folder, but if you see in remote repo, we don't have this folder because we have not commit these files yet and push these files. So now what we need to do, first we need to run git add. Here you can put dot, which include all the files, or if you want to push a particular file, you can specify the particular file name also here. So I want both the files to be pushed on the remote repo, so I'm just putting git add dot. It's not a git repositories. Okay, actually this is the folder, this is not our git repositories. Git repositories, you can see where you have this .git folder. So I'll just go to this location. For that, cd. Now I will run git add dot. So it will add both the files in a local repository. It's not going to add in a remote repository yet, it's going to add in a local repository. So I've added. Now we will run git status command. What it does, it will display the details on which branch you are. So on branch main, no commits yet, and changes to be committed, these two files basically we are going to commit in our remote repositories. So before committing those changes to remote repository, first we need to add those files in a local repositories. So for that, I'm just clearing this console. So we'll run git commit -m. This is the command. M for message, you have to type any message, so it will easy to see another person, okay, what you have committed. So it's just a simple text file, so I'm just pushing this is my first commit. I'll run it. So two file changes. If I run again git status, so you can see here your branch is based on this origin main, but the upstream is gone. So basically nothing to commit because we have already committed, working tree clean. So now we have committed those files in our local repository. Now we need to push these two files on the remote repositories. If we will see here, we'll just refresh this page. We don't have those files yet. So now we have to push those files. So if you can see here, I have a command called git push -u origin main. Main is a main branch. On this particular branch, we have to push. So when you create a repository, always create a main branch by default. So I'll just copy this command and I'll go here, paste it, and I'll just run it. See, it's asked for authentication. So there are two ways you can either use to sign in with your browser or a personal access token. We will discuss this personal access token also. Now what I will do, I will authenticate using my browser because I have already logged in my browser. So I'll just click on OK. Please complete authentication in your browser. So I'll just go here. I will authorize. Yeah, it's me. I'm going to pull those files on this particular repo. So I'll just authorize it. Authentication succeeded. If I'll again go to my code editor, you can see here. So it's already pushed both the files in the remote repositories. If I'll go to this particular repo, I'll just refresh this page. Now I can see these two files has been pushed in our remote repository. And you can see the commit message which we have passed during the commit. This is my first commit. So it's basically you can easily identify what things you are basically committing on those files. So those details you can see it here, and every commit will create a unique ID. If I'll go here, you can see this commit ID. This is very unique what is called identity or key, we can say. So now we will see how to create a personal access token. Basically, if you remember, like few minutes back, we have authenticate using the browser. Now what we will see how basically we are going to create this personal access token. So to create a personal access token, you have to go to your profile in settings and scroll down, and you will see the option developer settings. So here is the option personal access tokens. Click on this and create generate new token. So you can provide a note here, this token for what purpose basically we are going to create. So I'm just putting keeping repo. Anything you can provide here, like repo authentication and expiration, for how many days you need to keep this token. So you can provide here 90 days custom also, or no expiration also you can provide. Select scope. So with this token, what all the access you need it. So you can specify those scopes here, right? So once you specify these scopes, just click on generate token. So this is the token we can pass during the authentication. Instead of putting authentication using browser, we can use this token. So now we will see branches. So what I'll do, I'll go to home and my repositories which we have created, or learning Git. So here you can see we have only one branch called main. This is the default branch. When we create a repository, it's created by default. We don't have any other branches now. So now what we will do, we will create a new branch called feature. So we can create a branch from here as well, or from the command line also. So if you have to create a branch from GitHub itself, so just you need to put the name like feature, feature, and just click on create branch feature from main. So if I click here, so now you can see we have created basically we have cut the branch from main. So in main branch we have these two files, and the same files we have in feature branch. So now what we will do, we will work on this feature branch, and we will add some content on these files. Then we will merge those basically this particular branch with master branch. So again we will be having only the main branch. So first thing what we need to do now, we need to, because if you see in local repos, we have created a feature branch in GitHub, but not in our local system. File guide git branch, you can see there is only one branch main which we have cloned. So first now we have to pull that branch in our local machine, then we will do modifications. So do git pull. So now you can see new branch feature, origin feature, it's already up to date. So I'll just clear the console. If I'll again do git branch, now you can see we have two branches, feature and main. If you see the main is highlighting with green color, it means we are on the main branch. So if we have to switch to the main branch to feature branch, this is the command git switch. Sorry, I have made a mistake here, like the feature spelling is incorrect. It's fine, it's just for demo purpose. So I'll just copy it, git switch. So you can see switch to branch feature, your branch is up to date with origin feature. So if I'll again type git branch, now you can see this green highlighted color in feature branch. It means we are on a feature branch. So if we'll type ls, you can see we have two files on feature branch. Now what we will do, we will add new file called file3.txt file on this feature branch. So for that I'll just go to this location and I'll create new file, file3.txt. Sorry, I'll just rename it file3.txt, and I'll add some content here. This is my third file. I'll save it. So if I'll do here git status, you can see on branch feature we have one untracked file, which basically we have not added this file in our local repositories. So now what we will do, we will add git add, we can put file name also or dot. So if I'll again do git status, you can see new file. These files need to be committed. So now we will commit this file. So git commit -m. This is my third file. So this is the commit message basically I'm passing. So if I'll again then git status, so it's already committed. Now we need to push this file onto the remote repositories, remote branch feature. So git push origin, instead of main now we will put feature. So branch name, I'll just copy paste because of spelling is incorrect. So it pushed to the feature branch. So if I'll go to my browser, if I'll just refresh it, you can see in feature branch we have now 3 files. But if I'll go to my main branch, I have only 2 files here. So now what we have to do, we have to add this file 3 into the main branch. So for that we can do either create a pull request. So pull request, if I'll go here, so I'll create a new pull request. Now what is our base branch? Base branch is our feature branch, because from here we have to push to the main branch. There is not anything to compare. Okay, just remember, it's a base branch is main, and in base branch basically we are going to merge feature branch. So here you can see this is my third file. It's not present in main branch, so it's showing this commit. So what I will do now, I'll create pull request. So you have to type comments, merging my third file in main branch. I'll create pull request. So basically it will check if you have any conflicts, those things it will check here itself. So now I will do merge pull request. You can see there are 3 kinds of options we are seeing here: create a merge commit, squash and merge, reverse and merge. So every merge has their own meanings, own benefits. I have already discussed in my git merge video tutorial. You can go and watch there. So I'll just simply create merge pull request. Some comment I'll pass here, test merge comment. So your branch has no conflict, so I'll just click on merge pull request, confirm merge. So pull request successfully merged and closed. So now if you want to delete the feature branch, you can delete that feature branch, because our main branch is up to date, so there is no need to keep feature branch. So if I'm not going to delete it right now, so I'll go to my main branch. I can see the file 3 is merged, and if you go to feature branch, we also have here file 3. Now we have everything similar in both the branch, so the feature branch is no more required. So what we can do, we can delete this feature branch if you want, or if you want, in normal cases generally we need to remove the feature branch, because there is no need to keep multiple branches. Whatever task you have to done, you have already completed in feature branch. Now you have to merge those changes in the main branch, because from main branch itself we cut all the branches. So if I'll go to pull request, so you can see now there is no pull request which we have created. It's closed, one pull request closed. If you go to here, you can see. So that's how basically a pull request bug. Now there is one more thing which I want to show you. It's very helpful command actually. I'll just clear the console. Git log. So basically git log command will show you all the details, all the commits which you have made on this repo. If you see, this is the first commit on feature branch, the latest basically which we have made from file 3. So it's pointing to the origin feature branch, and the first commit which we made on main branch, it's pointing to the, so basically all the commit history you can see with the git log command. So that's all for today. Thank you so much.